That's Josh Short, and outside him, the 28J of Justin Neighbors. Inside the center, the 42 of Randy Kirkland. Outside him, the 33 of Pepper Ray Kirkendall. The 033 going to be Pepper Ray Kirkendall Sr., and outside him, the 65 of David Swafford. 6 laps to distance. Green flag in the air. Into 1 and 2 we go. Josh Short going to have the early lead. Side-by-side battle. Oh, is Pepper Ray Kirkendall almost into the inside tractor tires that would have fended on off. As Randy Kirkland able to jump up into the second spot. New second place car, the 42 of Randy Kirkland. Josh Short really smooth on the exit of turn 2, and he's going to pull away to about a 10-car length advantage over Kirkland. Kirkland still having Justin Neighbors in tow, but Josh Short walking away in this one so far. Kirkland with a bit of a push there in 1 and 2 that allowed Justin Neighbors to close in just a bit. Not going to work out though, as Kirkland very strong down the back straightaway. Once again, though, a push. Neighbors closing in. Neighbors to the back bumper of Kirkland. Knows that he'll run down the front straightaway. Kirkland hanging it up on the outside line. Neighbors does as well, but Kirkland a little bit better through the center of 1 and 2. He's going to pull away to about a 5-car length advantage for that second spot. Pepper Ray Kirkendall now settles in 4th. 5th is the old 33 of Pepper Ray Kirkendall Sr. 6th and 65 of David Swafford. And meanwhile, up front, J2 Josh Short is gone. Halfway home in this one. 3 down, 3 to go. The 2 to go symbol being displayed this time by for the J2 out of Denison, Texas, Josh Short. Josh Short holding her down now, down the back straightaway. About a half back straightaway lead for Josh Short. And he's going to see the white, or the checkered flag, that is, checkered flag in the air for J2 Josh Short. Randy Kirkland 2nd, 3rd, Justin Neighbors 4th, Pepper Ray Kirkendall. The battle for 5th. 2, 3, and 4. Pepper Ray Kirkendall Sr. off the pace. Swafford closing in. Battle over the line. Pepper Ray Kirkendall Sr. going to get it in. Going 7 laps, or 6 laps it is. 4 heat races here in your Blaines Motor Supply USA Limited Modifieds here tonight. 2 on the track. Off of turn 4. Green flag is in here. Green flag is out. Throttles up. Down the front straightaway, Jim Gracie has a bit of an advantage, but it's still side by side. Chris Webb going to go around him. Oh, Gracie with a mistake. There's Short into the tractor tire. Brian Short able to fire it up, but it doesn't look like he's going to get moving. Yes, he does. No, he don't. Yes, he does. No, he don't. Yellow flag on the field. Caution's out. Caution's out. Short with Jim Gracie, Chris Webb, front row now. Tom Lorenz going to move up into that second row inside starting spot. Outside of him, Brian Bowden, 41, Seth McMacken, 4S, Doug Smith, and now the 2 of Brian Short to the back of the field. 7 cars, 6 laps the distance of the green. Flag is out. Jim Gracie going to take over that point once again. We got him 3 wide for the lead off the turn number 2. Gracie and Lorenz with the run. Webb off the back straightaway. Chris Webb off the track. And he didn't want to see that caution because he was the leader, and now he's dead last in 7th. Your leader lap number 1, though, going to be Jim Gracie in that 51X car. Tom Lorenz as Gracie goes up the raceway. Lorenz underneath Gracie. New leader on the back straightaway, the 84. Smiley's Racing Products machine of Tom Lorenz. And Brian Short all the way from the back of the pack. He's battling for 2nd. And he's going to have 2nd at the line. New 2nd place car, Brian Short. Probably racing with a bit of an attitude after having to go to the back of the field. Oh, Brian Bowden almost in the infield tractor tire. Trying to catch the Jim Gracie. Doug Smith now works to the outside of him. That'll be for the 4th spot. Battle for the lead developing as Brian Short has caught Tom Lorenz. Battle for the lead down the front straightaway. Into 1 and 2. Lorenz pushes a little bit on the entry. Short tries to look underneath him, but Lorenz with a great drive up the down the back straightaway in the 84 car. Short seems to be beating him on entry of the corner, but exiting he is is good there off the turn 4. Short going to look to the inside on 1 and 2. Lorenz, they're all wishy-washy there in the center of the corner, but Lorenz will straighten it up sooner than Short and get that good run down the back straightaway. They're duking it out in the nose-to-tail fashion for this lead. To go at the line. A white flag, one more lap to go at the line. Battle for third developing, but not anymore. Gracie pulls away from Bowden, and Lorenz is able to pull it away from Short. Now the turn number 4. Your winner, the Smiley's Racing Products number 84, Tom Lorenz. Second going to Brian Short, third going to Jim Gracie, fourth is going to Brian Bowden, fifth Doug Smith. Daniels out him in the 0-2-1. That's going to be Jason Gore out of Terrell. Looks like Michael Daniels, actually Gary Corbin scratched from the event. Marissa Rose is going to move up into that inside third row starting spot. Gary Corbin scratched from this event. And now hearing for the night, so Corbin out of this one and out of the A main. Bobby Ortega, though, going to have the lead as Daniels and Vetter side by side. Vetter's up the raceway, able to gather it up. Bobby Ortega is still your leader as Daniels looks underneath Murray. Murray going to cut him one off. Murray loose down the back straight. Side by side for third, but Rick Murray in front of Vetter and Daniels. Daniels to the inside of Vetter. Vetter still not giving up on that outside line, but he gets a bit of a push there on the entry of the corner. He's going to fall back from Michael Daniels. Jason Gore going to close in, look to the inside of him for fourth, into 3 and 4. Side by side, Vetter going to come back around him. 3-car battle for the lead as Murray has caught Ortega, and he's brought Michael Daniels along with him. Daniels looking at the inside of Murray. Once again, Murray down the raceway. He's going to get a roll. He got him bunched up down the back straightaway. They're going at it for the lead. 4 cars nose to tails. Ortega pushing on the bottom. 2 laps to go at the line. 5 cars nose to tail. Ortega, Murray, Daniels, and Vetter as Vetter throws her in there a little bit too hard. Into the tractor tire he goes. As the white flag flies, Daniels looking high around Murray, not going to get it done. Ortega, your leader. Daniels powering it in on the outside line, trying Ortega. He goes for it. Battle for the lead. Final turn. Final time to the line. Murray on the inside. 3-car battle. It looks like Ortega, Murray, Daniels. Then Gore, then 21. That's Bobby Ruffin. Then inside the third row, the 25. Tony Stats and the 6 of Tandy Burrows. 6 cars, 6 laps of distance, and the green flag is out. As the field comes off of turn 2, Chet McGivney going to have your early advantage for the lead down the back straightaway. Reed settles in second. Jimmy Stats in third. And Ruffin looking at the outside. Stats goes around. No caution going to wave. Jimmy Stats trying to get back on the track, but the field's coming around. Look out. Stats decides to pull her on in. So big turn there in your championship battle. He's going to get credited for 6. So Daniels, they may be tied going into this A main tonight. Meanwhile, up front, Jed McGivney putting it on him in this heat race as he's pulled away to about a 6-car length advantage over Matt Reed, making it more as he gaps the rest of the field down the back stretch. Tony Stats looks to the inside of Bobby Ruffin. 3-car battle for second between Ruffin, Stats, and Reed. 2 to go at the line for your leader of Jeff McGivney. White flag flying this time by McGivney is out front and gone. The battle will be for second if there is one. But of a turn number 4 in the Outlaw Fabrication number 19 car, your winner, Jeff McGivney. Second going to is Robert Matt Reed. Third, the 25 of Tony Stats. Fourth, the 121 of Bobby Ruffin. Here tonight, 6 laps is the distance. Only the top 4 move on. Green flag is in the air. Marissa Rose goes around. Jimmy Stats coming to a stop as well. Yellow flag comes on out. Yellow flag. 6 laps is the distance. Top 4 do move on into tonight's A main and your B feature for the Blaines Horse Supply USA Limited Modifieds, and the green flag is out. Doug Smith and Robert Vetter going at it for the lead. Smith has the lead. Vetter looks underneath him. Smith able to fend him off so far. Jimmy Stats already up in the 4th. Jimmy Stats now up in the 3rd, trying to challenge Robert Vetter. Vetter still trying to find a line around Doug Smith. Vetter has the inside line of Smith in the 3 and 4, looking for the lead here in your B main racing action. Battle for the lead of a turn before. New leader at the line, Robert Vetter V8 car. The battle is for that final transfer between Peppery Kirkendall and Chris Webb. As Stats looks to go around Doug Smith, the 4th place car now is Chris Webb. That's that final transfer spot. 2 more laps to go for your leader. White flag coming out this time by 1 more lap to go for Robert Vetter. Vetter, Smith, Stats, and Webb, your current transfer cars. And of a turn number 4, transferring in the night's A main, winning the B main event, the V8 car, Robert Vetter. Second, 39, Jimmy Stats. Third, the 4S of Doug Smith. Fourth, the 22, Chris Webb. Kirkendall Sr., Swafford, and Burrows not going to make the call for tonight's A main. Turn 4, Blaines Horse Supply, USA Limited Modified A main event. Flag in the air. Into 1 and 2 we go. Tom the Red's going to have your early lead on the back straightaway. Jeff McGivney trying to fight him on off, looking to the inside. Randy Kirkland makes the move for 3rd around Rick Murray. Murray trying to come back at him underneath him. That's for 3rd. But Kirkland going to get him up to turn 4. Kirkland, your new 3rd place car, trying to be your new 2nd place car into 1 and 2. Kirkland and McGivney side by side. Kirkland going to have the lead down the back straightaway on the outside of Jeff McGivney. Tom Lorenz trying to hold off the field though. He's your current leader at the line. A gaggle of cars from about 8th to 14th there with Justin Neighbors leading the charge. Matt Reed goes around, look out! Look out, stacking them on up, and a little bit of flame there. We'll see if it dies down on the 4S of Doug Smith. Spots. As we go green. 2 laps have been completed, 10 more do remain. Tom Lorenz, being your leader, still his. Randy Kirkland charging. After starting 4th, he's up to 2nd. Lorenz looking smooth so far tonight. It's a battle for 5th, though, between Short, Stats, and Robert Vetter. '17th starting, Robert Vetter moves up into the 6th spot. Robert Vetter in the V8 car moves from the back of the pack. Six down, 6 to go this time by for-year leader of Tom Lorenz in the 84. At the line they run, 84 Lorenz your leader. Kirkland 2nd, McGivney 3rd, 4th Murray 5th, Stat 6th Vetter, 7th Short, 8th Brian Short, 9th is Michael Daniels, 10th Justin Neighbors. So that's your top 10. Getting in that top 9 right now, Daniels not going to gain any points if he stays in that position. It'll be 20 points to him and 20 points to 16th running Jimmy Stats. Robert Vetter looks to the inside of Tony Stats down the back straightaway. It's a battle for 5th. Vetter to the inside. Stats on the outside. He's going to close off the groove into 3 and 4. As Josh Short with a mechanical failure into 3 and 4, he pulls off the racing surface. Still duking it out for 5th between Vetter and Stats. Stats able to get the upper hand as Josh Short pulls out a little bit on to the outside runoff area of the track and brings out a caution with 4 laps remaining. 4 laps remaining. Green flag is out. Tom Lorenz gets away from the gaggle of cars behind him as it's a 2x2 battle. They get 3 wide with Tony Stats, Robert Vetter, and Brian Short. 3 wide for 5th and a 3 and 4. Short on the outside. Stats in the middle, Vetter on the bottom. They go back to 2x2 racing. Murray and McGivney rubbing doors into 1 and 2. Michael Daniels now throwing his hand into the battle as well. Side by side from 3rd back to 8th. Murray gets the advantage on McGivney. Vetter now under McGivney. That'll be for 4th. Tony Stats with the crossover. 3 wide once again. Yellow flag for debris on the front straightaway. Debris on the front straightaway into turn 1 on the inside. Green flag's coming out. We got a 2-lap shootout. Can Lorenz hold off the field? Green flag's in the air. For a split second, make it 3 as the yellow flag comes out. Yellow flag, debris. He's going to try to get a better restart here. Oh, Lorenz going very early there. Look out, Murray. The start's not going to count. Warm him up, look out, everybody able to warm up? Lorenz being told that he got on the gas a little early there. Check and finish. Getting ready to find out what happens. Green flag is in the air. We are green. Vetter goes to the outside of Murray and McGivney. 3 wide. Vetter from 17th up to 3rd. White flag this time by for Tom Lorenz in the 84 machine. And over turn number 4 in the Smalley's Racing Products number 84 out of Mesquite, Texas. Your winner, Tom Lorenz. Second, Kirkland. Third, Vetter. Fourth, Short. Fifth, Murray. Sixth, Tony Stats. Seventh, McGivney. 8th. Really smooth on the exit of turn 2, and he's going to pull away to about a 10 car length advantage over Kirkland. Kirkland still having Justin Neighbors in tow, but Josh Short walking away in this one so far. Kirkland with a bit of a push there in 1 and 2 that allowed Justin Neighbors to close in just a bit. Not going to work out though, as Kirkland very strong down the back straightaway. Once again, though, a push. Neighbors closing in. Neighbors to the back bumper of Kirkland. Nose to hill, they run down the front straightaway. Kirkland hanging it up on the outside line. Neighbors does as well, but Kirkland a little bit better through the center of 1 for Josh Short. And he's going to see the white, or the checkered flag, that is, checkered flag in the air for J2 Josh Short. Randy Kirkland second, third, Justin Neighbors, fourth, Pepper Ray Kirkendall. The battle for fifth. 2, 3, and 4. Pepper Ray Kirkendall Sr. off the pace. Swabber closing in. Battle over to the line. Pepper Ray Kirkendall Sr. going to get it in. Going 7 laps, or 6 laps it is. 4 heat races here in your Blaines Motor Supply USA Limited Modifieds here tonight. 2 on the track. Off of turn 4. Green flag is in here. Green flag is out. Throttles up. Down the front straightaway, Jim Gracie has a bit of an advantage, but it's still side by side. Chris Webb going to go around him. Oh, Gracie with a mistake. There's Short into the tractor tire. Brian Short able to fire it up, but it doesn't look like he's going to get moving. Yes, he does. No, he don't. Yes, he does. No, he don't. Yellow flag on the field. Caution's out. Caution's out. Short with Jim Gracie, Chris Webb, front row now. Tom Lorenz going to move up into that second row inside starting spot. Outside of him, Brian Bowden, 41, Seth McMacken, 4S, Doug Smith, and now the 2 of Brian Short to the back of the field. 7 cars, 6 laps the distance of the green. Flag is out. Jim, and that's Josh Short, and outside of him, the 28J of Justin Neighbors. Inside the 0, the 42 of Randy Kirkland. Outside him, the 33 of Pepper Ray Kirkendall. The 033 going to be Pepper Ray Kirkendall Sr., and outside him, the 65 of David Swafford. 6 laps the distance. Green flag in the air. Into 1 and 2 we go. Josh Short going to have the early lead. Side-by-side battle. Oh, there's Pepper Ray Kirkendall almost into the inside tractor tires that would have fended on off. As Randy Kirkland able to jump up into the second spot. New second place car, the 42 of Randy Kirkland. Josh Short reeled into. He's going to pull away to about a 5-car length advantage for that second spot. Pepper Ray Kirkendall now settles in 4th. 5th is the old 33 of Pepper Ray Kirkendall Sr. 6th and 65 of David Swafford. And meanwhile up front, J2 Josh Short is gone. Halfway home in this one. 3 down, 3 to go. The 2 to go symbol being displayed this time by for the J2 out of Denison, Texas, Josh Short. Josh Short holding her down now, down the back straightaway. About a half back straightaway lead.